cavalcade of police behind me. What's up, everyone? It's that two-wheel loving boy, Shockmoto here. Today's video is going to be a quick one. I wanted to update y'all on how I'm acclimating to this Shiver 900 here, as well as just talk to you a little bit about where I see this channel going. Goodbye friends. Oh man, riding tandem like that, they're really good at that. Have you ever seen police training videos for motorcycle cops? It's insane what they do. They go through these insane obstacle courses where they have, you know, cones set up, and they're going at an extremely slow speed on a really heavy motorcycle, and they're just basically weaving in and out of these cones on off-camber roads. It's really crazy. I highly recommend looking up motorcycle police training. I guess they'd be training, what would they be? But as I was saying, I wanted to make a video today just to talk about how I'm acclimating to this Shiver 900, as well as just talk a little bit about where I see this channel going. That's a sweet R1200 there. So yeah, I am really loving this 900 here. It's been amazing getting used to this bike. It is extremely powerful. You may notice I'm going to have to kind of poke my head over so you can see, but I'm actually in touring mode. I found that if I keep it in sport, the thing just does not want to be in low gears. It wants to go fast. It wants to go fast so bad. So I actually toned it down a little bit so that when I'm just putzing around the city like this, the bike doesn't feel so damn in need of just hitting the higher portion of the RPM. So that's a pretty interesting development. You know, I got this bike because I wanted to go all in on the power, and now that I have it, I'm kind of scaling back a little bit when I'm in the city. I'm finally starting to understand, you know, when people talk about having, oh, I have this 1000cc motorcycle, but honestly I have the most fun on like my Ninja 300 because, you know, it's low stress. I can just rip around, and it's a very easy machine to, you know, handle. So I can kind of understand that now that I've been riding around on something that has 900 cc's. It just goes freaking crazy. Every single time I pull on the throttle, it's, you know, it's yanking my arms off. It's got so much torque. So kind of nice actually to have the option to dial it back a little bit so that, like I said, when I'm putzing around, it's not such an intense ride all the time. But other than that, I'm really loving the power that it has. I'm hoping that I can get onto the freeway here, kind of show you what this thing's capable of doing. Also, I got this nifty 360 camera here. Kind of blocks a lot of my display, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to work on the placement of that thing, but it's pretty sweet because it actually captures, well, you know, 360, so I don't actually have to point and shoot at everything. So hopefully I can actually get those motorcycle cops that had driven by on the right hand side. I think it's going to add a lot of interesting shots to the channel and allow me to be a little bit more dynamic, so you're not always just seeing what I see. You know, maybe sometimes it's more entertaining to look at me while I'm actually trying to talk to you, just like this here. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to open this up a little bit on the freeway and you can get a sense as to what it can do. When I first got this bike, people were always saying, oh, you know, the bike just wants to get into second. It's kind of hard to find neutral. I'm finding the opposite to be true for me. A lot of the times I'll try to pop it up into second and I'll actually hit neutral. It's kind of silly because then you're just, you know, revving the bike and you're not going anywhere. So the times that it's happened, it's kind of a frustrating experience. So I'm actually a little bit surprised that it's not that easy to get it into second. It's actually more easy to get it into neutral. I should be able to open it up a little bit here. Now, I'm not going to go crazy because obviously, you know, I don't want to get a ticket, but I should at least be able to show you how quickly I can get to 60. Let's see if I can do it from a stop up there. Cars going over the line like that. That's why you really got to be careful when you're coming in on these turns. I've never been to the track. I really plan to get a lot of track time in next season. But one of the things you really get comfortable with doing on the track is really riding the apex of a turn, getting in on that center line. I'm a little cautious of doing that on the street, and that car going over the yellow line like that is exactly why. I really like to follow the methodology of middle lane, middle throughout the turn, and then exit in the middle as well when you're in the road. It mitigates, you know, getting hit by cars that are coming into your lane. Alright, let's see. I'm going to pull over off to the side here. And we're going to try to get from 0 to 60. Let's see if we can do this. All right, after this truck. All right, here we go. I redlined the hell out of this bike. Okay, so that's one thing that I'm also starting to get used to is, you know, my last bike, the FC6R, it had 14,000, I guess, range. It could get up to 14,000 RPMs before it started to, well, that's pretty much where it was redlining. So you probably saw me struggling with that a little bit here. Just redlining every single gear because I'm so heavy on the throttle. So yeah, that was a good learning moment for me, actually. I don't get a lot of opportunities to try to just go 0 to 60 as fast as I can, really learn how to, you know, get the shift in and be smooth with that. So I think that what I just learned there is I need to roll on the throttle a little bit more slowly as I'm getting into the next gear, rather than just gear up, you know, full throttle, gear up, full throttle. All I'm doing is really redlining the engine when I do that. So I definitely could have gone faster than I did there by catching the appropriate, you know, power band of the gear. But as you can see, this thing has no want for speed. It really just gets up there and goes. I think we'll try another 0 to 60 run on the way back. See if I can shift it a little bit better this time. Kind of hard to follow the shifting lights when you're going so fast, you know what I mean? When you're just trying to get up and get into the next gear, get up and get into the next gear. You're not really paying attention to the shift lights quite as much. So I think that's going to be a mindset change for me, to really pay attention to what the bike is telling me, rather than follow my instincts of just go up a gear full throttle, you know what I mean? So that's going to be an interesting part of learning how to ride faster. Yeah, this bike goes, man. So fun. Oh boy. And it just yanks on you the whole time. You know, my other bikes went fast, but oh boy, you feel like you're just holding on to, you know, like a jet fueled rocket, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's so inviting to just yank on the throttle. It wants you to do it so bad. I wish it was a better day to really capture some nice footage with the 360 camera. I'd ride on down to the beach, but it's just so darn foggy that it's, you know, it's not going to do it any justice. I'm really looking forward to sunsets with the 360 camera, so I can take you on, as I'm sure you probably noticed if you've been watching my channel. I really like recording during the sunset because I think it adds just so much vibrance to the video itself, you know, rather than just, ooh, typical Seattle weather. But obviously it still has to be a nice day out in order for a sunset to really be as beautiful as it can be. So come on, Washington, play nicely with me, please. Oh man, I love smoothies. I could live off smoothies. In fact, I do live off smoothies. What am I talking about? I have at least 1 or 2 a day, and then I supplement that with, you know, maybe some teriyaki. I like to eat a lot of chicken. So yeah, chicken and smoothies. Brad's diet, for anyone out there wondering. Alright, let's head back north. When I was drinking my smoothie, this nice old lady came up to me and was talking to me about my bike, and was talking about how she used to ride dirt bikes until just a couple of years ago. I thought that was so rad. Like, it just goes to show you never know who's out there ripping it, man. This lady did not look like the stereotypical, you know, little supermoto gal. So it was kind of surprising to hear it. I love being surprised like that. Alright, let's see if we can get a 0 to 60 going here. Alright, looks pretty clear. Here we go. There it is. And yeah, that was actually quite a bit better that time. I think that I can still go faster. I still need to learn how to really shift into the next gear more aggressively, get on the throttle a little bit more quickly. But I was really trying to feel out that sweet spot so that I wasn't just redlining it into every gear. And it actually worked pretty great. I feel really happy with the with the progress that I've made on 1 0 to 60 run. Yeah, and again, this bike just it just wants to go. It's crazy. I could get in a lot of trouble in this thing, and yeah, I'm just in tour actually. Oh man, I forgot I'm only in tour mode. So yeah, I actually dialed it back about 15 to 20 horsepower. This bike's quite a bit faster than what I just showed here, so whoops. Alright, let's actually pull off here. Let's pull off and try that one more time. We're gonna put it into sport mode, and we're gonna try that one more time. Now, I don't advise doing this, you know, pulling off on the freeway. Normally I would never do this on an actual freeway, but this freeway here is pretty non-populated. It's kind of a back freeway, so if it's gonna happen, this is a good one to do it too. All right, here we go. There it is. Yep, so I was going a little bit quick here. Didn't have a lot of opportunity to really start downshifting. I didn't feel comfortable thinking that I was going to make it. So this time I just hit the brakes, pull in the clutch, drop the gear all the way down to first. Don't even worry about it. You know, that's one of the major themes around motorcycling is if you don't feel like you have it, you don't even try it. Don't even try it. See, there it is. I popped it into second, or I popped it into neutral instead of second. Told you. That's not the first time that that's happened. I typically go through the gear with the same amount of pressure for every single gear, so I'm just gonna have to really work it into my mind to give it a little extra when I'm going from first into second. Otherwise, I'm just gonna hit neutral. For those of you who aren't really familiar with the gearing on a motorcycle, the reason that I knock it into neutral from first is because neutral is basically half a click up between first and second gear. If you're in first gear, you basically pull on the clutch and you click a full gear up in order to get into second gear. To get into neutral, you pull in the clutch and then you click a half click up essentially to get into neutral. So it's pretty easy to get into the wrong gear, but generally, as long as you know, are really ginger with it, you can get into neutral pretty easily. But again, on this bike, I'm finding that even like a pretty solid tap is gonna knock me into neutral. So I really got to give it a solid shove going from first to second. Really, again, contradicts what the general feedback that I had received, saying that it's kind of hard to find neutral, really easy to get into second gear. Again, I find the exact opposite to be true. You know, we're transitioning into the winter and the fall, so it's going to be interesting trying to make content as the weather gets crappier. I'm certainly dedicated to continue to make content. I'm going to try to, you know, get at least one video a week out. I do have a pretty busy work schedule, so doing anything more than that, you know, honestly could just add unnecessary stress to my life. So I want to keep it fun. I want to do it just when I feel like doing it, and right now that's about once a week. So I'm really hoping that, you know, as winter comes around, it doesn't discourage me from continuing to make videos. I don't think it's going to. So for those of you out there who actually care about these videos, if there are any of you at all, don't despair. I am not giving up. I'm gonna just, you know, keep going through winter. I'm gonna keep trying to make as many videos as I can, but I don't want to just make crap content. I don't want to just be like, oh well, I have to make a video this week, so what am I gonna do? I guess I'll just get on my bike and talk about nonsense. You know, I want to produce content when I really feel inspired to communicate with you as the audience. So that's the approach that I'm going to take. I certainly am not inspiring to be like a professional YouTube star. So I will probably always work for a living. I don't think I'll ever get to just ride my motorcycle around, make videos and get paid to do it. You know, hey, if I get there someday, that's great. That's great. But until then, I really want to just keep this very casual, have fun, show you guys my ride, take you on my journey with me, and again, show you my progression as a rider here. I also take your feedback very seriously too, so if anybody has, you know, criticisms, anything that they think could add any value to this channel, I'm all ears to it. You know, I want to entertain you guys. You know, I'm probably not going to go out and rip wheelies at 120 miles an hour, so if that's what you want, get your own damn bike and get out there and do it. I'm not going to be doing that, but I do expect throughout through the fall here, I do really want to get some nice rides through the mountains, see the changing of the leaves, you know, really experience fall on a motorcycle. Hello, Seattle, hello. Well, looks like I'll be sitting in traffic here for the next 15-20 minutes, so I won't make you sit with me. I hope you all enjoyed the video today. I'm looking forward to progressing as I, you know, learn how to shift and go a little bit faster. I'm going to try to do some more 0 to 60 runs at some point, just to, you know, really maximize the bike and understand its potential. I think another thing that I'm going to do is watch other people do a 0 to 60 run on their Aprilia Shiver 900, so that I can get a sense as to what the bike's actually capable of, and then I can measure myself against that. So yeah, more to come on that. I'm excited to share some videos with you, you know, around my progression there. But otherwise, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you like and subscribe for some more content, and I'll see you in the next one.